Hey friends. Um, Today I'm going to be talking to you about Reiki. Um, I have a session coming up, and so yeah, I'm going to be going to see Alyssa, my beautiful Reiki um, guide, and I'm so thankful for her because she's brought to life so much healing, especially inner child work. I am going to be explaining all the parts of the session and ultimately the messages I receive, the feelings that I feel. Hi, Banjo. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking about all those things, like what I get out of my session. And I always tend to feel inspired afterward to make art. A typical Reiki session starts with a conversation between Alyssa and I where I express my concerns, intentions, and we talk through things like that in a very friendly way. And she always offers me some tea while we're talking. And so we just sit and chat first. And then I will lay on the massage table, face up and under some blankets, and there will be beautiful music playing. Her space always smells amazing. A lot of piney smells. It smells so good. And candles and things like that. And she sets the intention by welcoming any spirit guides. And a lot of times I'll see grandma on any spirit guides that are there to help me. And then we start, and it's usually the moving of energy through my chakras. This time it was different. We worked on some inner child things, and she led me through a guided meditation where I was holding my own hand as a child, like my adult me was holding my childhood hand, and little me, was guiding me down this nature path. And she had such a sparkle in her little eye, and we were just having a lot of fun together. And that was kind of the energy of it. It was this childlike wonder. So that's where the meditation brought me. There was a Mother Earth connection, she said, that was like strength on the ground. She said I felt really strong and rooted. So usually she goes through my chakras and tells me kind of how she feels, like the energy she feels from me and the color of the chakra. And that's when I usually get these or visuals in my head of like light orbs and things like that, and or sensations of like water running through my body and things like that. So but with this guided meditation, it was more inner child work where I was letting my little self guide me down this beautiful nature path. And when I had myself, my little person, my little me, when I had her hand in my hand and she was guiding me, it was like the North Star. It's like the third eye. So she was saying like the North Star was guiding us. And that's just basically trust my inner knowing. So I'm traveling along with little me, and it's like we're walking down this path, we're on this journey, it's really fun, there's nothing stressful about it, we're just having fun. And going up through my chakras, Mother Earth connection, strength on the ground is my root chakra. That Mother Earth connection also took her to seeing me becoming a dragonfly. And that's where this inspiration came from for the art, because I had collected this dragonfly that had stood outside of my door in the warmer months, and it was just sitting there. It was right after I started doing, preserving these insects in resin and epoxy. And it was like I walked out of the door. This is real life. This really happened. I walked out of the door right here where I do my artwork, and right outside on the ground was this big, beautiful dragonfly sitting there, dead. But perfect. It was like massive. The wingspan was like this, really big. And that's what you'll see in this video that I'm preserving in resin. And its little hands are in prayer, and they still are. And I just remember looking up to the sky and like spinning around, like, thank you. It just felt like such a gift, like someone had just dropped it down for me. It was a very universe moment. It was really cool and really like amazing. I still can't explain. So that's the dragonfly connection, and why I was so compelled to take that guy out, because he'd just been sitting on my bookshelf in a little container, and that just made me want to take it out and do it. Finally preserve him and make him into something special. So there's that, it's like the fragility of the dragonfly dead and drying out. And then here I am, I'm making it so strong by pouring resin around it and preserving it forever. So yeah, I'm really happy I did this, because I was really feeling called to do this and finish my big bumblebee too. My fuzzy bumblebee is finished. So going up through, and like she said, I can be the dragonfly. It's like I turn into and become the dragonfly. And I could really visualize that when I'm in Reiki. It's so easy for me to visualize and imagine and kind of embody. It's more like embodying those things, and that freedom too, it kind of connected with, of that little child inside. And then as we went up, so the Mother Earth strength on the ground connection, and I feel like the dragonfly kind of brings you up, and then that freedom and connection. So another thing we said a lot, and she'll give me these kind of mantras. It's like a tribal thing, so feeling that sense of belonging. I belong to myself. I believe in myself, and that's the solar plexus. And my heart chakra, I accept myself. I accept myself unconditionally. Throat chakra was I express my truth. I express my truth. And the third eye was my inner knowing, and trusting my inner knowing was the message. Just trusting myself that I know. And it's like that little girl or a wild dragonfly following their instincts. Like, you don't need confirmation from others. You just know. You just know what's right for you. And then with the crown, so that last chakra, my crown chakra, is that connection to the place where your soul is unbound, connecting to everything. And that just made me think of when I meditate and when I feel really connected to universe, I imagine myself out in space, and it's like a zooming out, like I'm seeing, it's almost like a drone, if a drone were to see me meditating and zoom out away from me into like deep space. So when I imagine that in meditation, it really helps me feel that vastness of universe. And so she saw that within that space up here in the crown. So it was just amazing. And what I loved that she said when we were just chatting at the end, and I don't know that much about Reiki. I just go through the experience kind of open-hearted and hoping for an energy shift when I need it, to feeling better, lighter, more positive, which it always does. So I just trust it. I trust the way she does it because I have not experienced a different Reiki teacher. And she said she doesn't do it by the book. Her number one goal is to lead people back to themselves. And then she went on to say, God loves you. You are a child of the universe. You are loved and good. And that's just, she really genuinely sees that in people, I think, because I feel it from her when she's looking at me and talking with me and doing this work. So it's just amazing. Yeah, so she uses cool techniques though, and I don't know how typical they are for Reiki, and I'd love to have her. We talked about we're gonna organize an interview where I can ask her and have her on a video, and we could talk about it more. But she typically will use cool tools. Like in our last session, she did some drumming, and I don't really know exactly what it does, but it does, everything she does kind of pulls me in and makes me really experience this inner world. So she uses drums sometimes. She uses rattles to break up the energy, usually at the end. Well, definitely in my throat chakra, she'll have me clear my throat by going and I also have hummed along with her, or chanted a little bit, or said kind of a mantra. Like I've even shouted and gotten some anger out in the throat chakra where you express. And in past sessions, she's seen this connection from my throat to my heart, and that was fun. That was kind of when I started doing this. So, and that's been my goal with these videos, is to come from the heart and really just share what's working for me, and hopefully connecting with you through that alignment. I'm expressing here, but I hope it's coming and apparent that it's coming from the heart. Yes. So those were the big messages: connection to everything, my soul being unbound to the place where I connected to everything, trusting my inner knowing, believing in myself and belonging to myself, strength from my roots, from my root, and I just still am stuck with that connection to the bee, the dragonfly. The dragonfly is, I believe, my spirit animal, because, one time I was in Target fulfilling a prescription, standing at the prescription counter inside of Target, in the store, and a dragonfly landed on my shoulder. They keep showing up for me. And the gift outside of my little studio here, my sunroom, and they just keep coming up. So I'm going with it, and I love the symbolism of a dragonfly. So it's just cool. It's fun. It's exciting. So I think we all are children of the universe. You are a child of the universe, and you are loved, and you are good. And I hope you really believe that. Yeah, I'd love to hear how your Reiki experience, if you've done it, if your Reiki sessions are similar in any ways, different in any ways, kind of cool messages you've received from doing the process, from going through it, any sensations that you felt. It would be really cool to have a conversation about that.